It's time to make a guide for the most liked mechanic in Siege, which is spawn rushing and spawn peeking. These two are essential to know when it comes to playing Siege, because some maps like Coastline, you cannot defend them properly without taking a bit of risks as a defender. Also, sometimes to kill that pesky lion or a hard breacher, spawn peeking or rushing is one of the better options. And finally, understanding all the tips behind spawn peeking will give you an edge to play against spawn peekers or rushers. Having said this, if you need a teammate to play with, we have over 2,500 members in the Discord, so feel free to join up. We'll go through many examples of spawn peeking as well in this video. There are multiple ways of making spawn peeking a fight that is a heavy advantage for you, and not just at toying costs. And here's one of the ways. Make sure that, when attackers are coming by, that their vision is blocked due to an obstacle. 3 common ones are that I'm currently using. On the top right, you can see the attacker's perspective. The second traffic one is from the top main stairs. And as you can see, he could see me only when he crouched or proned, or if he goes far to the south side. And the third example on Coastline. Probably the most known one is on the hookah towards pool. To the pool's roof, you'll be able to see them before they can see you. It's important to notice how, if you miss the initial burst or spray onto the attacker, don't go for the second try. You'll get killed. Consulate is the first thing that should come to your mind when it comes to the monkey playstyles, and it is also a perfect example for a few more tricks that we have in mind when doing default spawn peeks, such as from any of these 3 windows. Use more passive angles than angles directly towards the attackers. Assuming you have a rotation between the windows, and it is generally recommended to do that in this situation. Attackers have to expect you to be on all 3 windows at the same time, which gives you an edge over them, since you know where they will come from. There's also a huge possibility that they will think the window is safe, as they pre-fired the moment they had seen it opened. Similarly, if you will be holding lobby, and this is even more important when it comes to denying lobby push if lobby be an objective. Holding passively like this, they won't expect you there, unless you were drowned out. You could have noticed how I didn't break glasses until I shot through them, and that's for a big reason. The defender will be staring at me with the glass, and notice how visible he is. Now he will destroy it, and you will see how easier it is to spot him. And it's not only that, check these 2 windows together. Which one immediately comes to your mind? The one with broken glasses or the one with glasses on? You can clearly see that the window with the broken glasses, whereas it can take a bit of your time to process the other window. I personally love to use this bait for the CEO console windows. Against the gas station spawn, you destroy and break glass of this window, from which you cannot even get an angle on them, and then you can just smell at the side of this window to peek at the attackers. This is somewhat preferable spotting the higher MMR, but it's still very hard to pre-fire, as it's literally a pixel, as you can see on the right now. We'll go back to Consulate later a bit, because it's such a monkey map. For the next 3 kills, we'll talk about the bullet holes of our spawns. You don't even need to remember the places, and if you make a hole like this, it is not visible from the other side. Whenever it is possible, it is better to spawn peek with a bullet hole than anything else. The garden towards ruin spawn is the most common one. All that you need to do is mele anywhere, yellow ping what do you want to spawn peek, and then according to the yellow ping, make several bullet holes. If you expect them to come from jungle, then having bullet holes like this towards pink entrance and its outside is recommended. On border, you can have bullet holes from the 90 walls all the way towards the fence. Usually, just the other wall is reinforced, so strategically speaking, using here bullet holes is not a negative at all to your strat. Or if you expect them to come from the other side, default bullet holes so the windows are here. We here use another thing that you and a DuoQ partner can do, which is together locking down one spawn. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Another common thing about more situations is to use the non-rendered branches in your favor. On Consulate, you can get an angle towards police spawn from meeting, and you can see attackers crossing by, whereas the attackers won't be able to see you due to the branches. The similar thing applies to the construction in Clubhouse, towards main gate. Make sure to be an ADS to have the least possible branches rendered. Another thing that you can use is speaking from the furthest or nearly furthest window. Basically, from the admin window you can see all the way to the police spawn. I don't think you have ever checked that window as an attacker from the police spawn, did you? A similar spawn peek can be found in one of the bank's CO windows, against the street spawn. The safest spawn peeks are the ones you know when an attacker will arrive at a specific time. With this knowledge, you can melee the side of the window just before they get there. Since the glass is on, they won't hear it being opened, and if they had a drone outside watching spawn peeks, they won't see this coming. Melee and kill them immediately. This literally works for every single window spawn peek, and this is used a lot by the Pro League players in the pro matches. The first time I had seen this used is from the counter from the G2. So, DuoQ spawn peeks. On Clubhouse, you can lock up the shipping spawn with these two locations. Keep in mind that if you hear the drone, it's probably better to go back to the safety, as it will be very easy to pinch you guys out. Or you can pick construction spawn, double rush from the dirt, or jacuzzi wall, and construction wall. These DuoQ spawn peeks or rushes are a bit more advanced, but underrated. If you want, I can make a full video location spots for the DuoQ spawn peeks or rushes. If attackers are expecting you to spawn peek from your window, maybe it will be better off to be on elevated surface, unexpected surface. Like you can be on the dining table, Oregon facing small tower window, and outside. I don't think they will expect head level to be that high, so even if they will try to pre-fire you, they will miss all of the shots. Slightly more default can be found on piano's window facing one of the directions of the Christmas spawn. You can find here also a DuoQ spawn peek from K1 towards the other Christmas spawn. Before, just a few tips about spawn rushing, which I also can make a video dedicated to the spawn rush guide, as I didn't want to make this video too long. We will now pair up several tips at once. First is having bullet holes just underneath the melee holes. And to make it even better, do it on somewhat default spawn peeks. You can deny shipping spawn with a melee hole above, and then having bullet holes towards their direction. This will make attackers pre-fire the melee hole, leaving you 100% safe, unless you're fighting people that simply cannot aim. This also works for any other bullet hole spawn peek, such as from CC to warehouse if you're defending basement. Now, you can pair up melee barricade with a bullet hole. And the most default spawn peek with this trick is Study on Villa towards ruins. It's funny how this is known for a year or even more, and still many people fall to that. Something that taught us Coconut Bryce lean to leave a bullet hole on a window without breaking the glass. With this technique, it's going to be extremely hard to kill someone, but you're safe a lot, unless you got drowned out. Make sure to know which windows do not have glasses, such as gym bedroom window on the clubhouse, or majority of the windows on the border. I won't go in depth about spawn rushing here, but I will give you a pretty cool idea to someone's spawn rush. The first idea is when you hear Claymore being put down. That means you can impact the door off and get a free kill. Even without impacts, if you prep the doors, you'll manage to do that. You can get a good chunk of kills by the service door of Coastline by doing this. Finally, to end this video, if you have been drowned out, or you have seen a drone, it's highly recommended to change your spawn peeks, as you will most likely get pre-fired.